Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Empowering Intuitives Talk Show. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Michelle Walker, and I am a psychic medium, medical intuitive, and healer. And so I'm so happy to have you guys with me. I'm feeling a little better. Sorry about last week. Tonight, I wanted to talk just a little bit about intuition versus psychic abilities. And I get this question a lot. People are like, well, what is intuition and what do you mean by psychic abilities? So let's just break it down here a little bit for you, okay? So, intuition, every single person has intuition. This is just your completely natural ability that's given by God. You learn over time to trust your body and trust the instincts that you're receiving. But this is often just now, the best way I can explain this. Okay, so like let's say right before you start to think of a phone call happens and you think of somebody and boom, the phone rings. This can be your intuition pinging you to that. If you have a feeling that, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. And, it's typically, this is your higher self giving you a guidance, if you will. But it's mostly from the outside world that you make those connections and you learn to process it. Like your intuition tells you that may be giving you hesitation to like go around certain people, right? That's a good one. But these are also a crossover with psychic abilities. Intuition is often felt. It's a gut feeling. You feel it in your heart. It's you begin to focus it once you kind of get that intuitive hit, as I like to call it. You begin to focus it into more deeper feelings, and then you make assumptions and projections and things from there. Now, psychic abilities, it's not different. It's enhanced intuition, if you will. So every single psychic is intuitive, but not every person is psychic. And the reason for that is that we all have the ability and we all have our natural psychic abilities, but they're at different levels. Think of them as muscles. And if you come in here and you are, let's say, a natural athlete, you have a natural tendency. A lot of psychics and mediums have a natural ability to that. So they come in talking to spirit and then they continue to do that, or they continue to have just this heightened abilities. But anybody can develop it. Not everybody's meant to in their lifetime to develop their psychic abilities, to use it like towards mediumship or professionally, but anybody can develop it. But it takes work. It takes dedication. It takes commitment. It takes quieting that mind. And, a lot of the things that we talk about here at Empowered Wellness is learning how to quiet the mind through meditation and grounding and focusing and those kind of things, because in order to receive your psychic abilities, and that's where you start talking about the vision, the hearing, your feeling, your clairsentience or those gut feelings and intuition are the same, but just more heightened in that psychic ability, if you will. So with psychics, though, it comes just from the internal world. You're not really getting that information from the outside world. That's more your intuition, your gut looking at things. Okay. Another way to look at this, like if you were intuitive and say you met somebody and you noticed your visual cues picked up that maybe they had paint splatter on their clothes or on their shoes or on their hands, and you noticed a lot of art, you might assume or make an intuitive guess that they're maybe an artist, right? Maybe the words that they choose, those kind of things. But as a psychic, you might receive and meet the same person, but you might see like the Louvre, and you might think or hear a name about the person, or you might make some kind of other significant discovery through your psychic abilities. Maybe you hear it, maybe you feel it, all of that. But then with your psychic abilities, you have to learn to discern it, if you will. So a lot of times it's not clear cut. It's not always, boom, just an image. It is sometimes, maybe you get the image of a museum and you make that psychic leap to, oh, they must be an artist and or appreciate art. So sometimes it's not quite as precise. Other times it is very precise. And I've actually given readings where I said, your name was so-and-so in a past life and you were doing this and this and this. And then later they were able to verify. That doesn't always happen like that. Um, but so you receive it a little bit differently. So psychically, you get it internally. And one thing that's kind of clear about the way psychics work is um, it's different for everybody. So maybe a museum to me means um, art. Maybe it means something else to somebody else. A good example of this is a birthday. Some people see balloons, some people see cake, some people see flowers, some people see or get the information of something symbolic to represent that in a reading, where your intuition would have to pick it up a different way. So I know it seems like it's a really big topic to try to tackle in a few minutes here. But what I wanted to bring it up about is that everybody has this ability. Every single person is intuitive, and it's about learning to develop and just work on those strengthening those muscles in the way that you receive the information. Now, I recommend doing that for every single person that feels compelled and ready to do it, because you can use your psychic abilities in your daily life to help you figure out bills, help you figure out jobs, relationships, every single thing from the clothes that you wear to the every single thing that you do. You can have your psychic abilities and get that guidance from your spirit team, your higher self, from God, the angels, teachers, guides, your whole big team up there who's trying to help you navigate this life. So I am a huge advocate for developing your psychic abilities for those reasons alone. Now, whether you want to do it professionally, like it helps me in my medical career, it helps me with my being a psychic, it helps me with relationships and just every aspect of my life. And honestly, Spirit has saved my butt. I can't tell you how many times, from car accidents to near misses on so many things. So, if you have the opportunity and the desire to really learn a little bit about your psychic abilities and ways that you can develop it, I have a book out, Empowering Intuitives. I'm doing a workshop this Sunday, actually, from 1 to 3. It's going to be via Zoom. It's also in person at Lifted Reiki in Altoona, Pennsylvania, if you're interested in that. But it's available via Zoom, same time. So it's from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday, the 18th. And you can always get the information. It's on Eventbrite. It's called Discovering Your Psychic Abilities. But also you can get the link off of my webpage. It's a very reasonable workshop, couple hours, and it'll give you some simple basic tools that can really help you work it. It's up to you how far you take it and how you develop it. All right. Well, that's enough about that. But I really encourage you guys to really play with it, work it, actively work it in your daily life. It changes your life completely when you invite Spirit in that much. All right. So let's take some callers and do some readings tonight. We have Alyssa in New Hampshire. Hello, my dear. Are you with us tonight?
I am. Hello.
Hi, thanks for calling in. Did you have an area that you would like me to look at?
I'm just looking for general right now. I have a lot going on.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of us all have a lot on our plates right now. So yes, absolutely, my dear. Let's take a card here and see where they go with this. They pulled this one out. Oh, the Dreamer. I love this. This is a big major arcana card. And this fairy is telling you to embrace your true purpose, begin a new adventure, and trust yourself. And what I feel like is happening around you right away, they're showing me collapsing of the old and scariness of a new and multiple avenues of your life, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's, change is scary and it's uncertain. And Spirit is just trying to let you know that you are getting really good intuitive information. You're getting those hits. So one thing that they're pinning me towards is more like a psychic, more career. And you're wanting to change. You've been having this strong desire to go in a different direction, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're just talking about some apprehension because you're worried about finances, you're worried about how am I going to do this, everything else on your plate, those kind of things. And Spirit here is just coming in saying, You have been getting the same information. You've kind of suppressed it in the past because of life, and but it keeps coming up. Would you understand that to be true?
Yeah, so I recently manifested a new situation and went for the jump.
Yay. And there's still a lot of uncertainty around it. And Spirit is asking you to hold steady, hold the faith, trust yourself. And when you feel that wobbly uncertainty of it, go within. Are you meditating?
Yes.
Good, good. So they're just saying that when you're feeling like that, it's time to go and quiet the mind and receive. And they're liking that you're getting better at these things. They're also talking about, like, I feel like maybe even like significant relationship is there's issues and or change there. Um,
Yeah.
and they're saying that observe your own thoughts here, okay? And what they're saying is you're noticing old patterns or old situations that you used to tolerate in your energy. It was all teaching and learning, but the same people that haven't been growing and shifting, it's not working anymore. It's causing too much friction. You're not in the flow and in the vibe of it. Would you understand that?
Absolutely.
And it's really hard when you're in human form not to be so wrapped up in the emotion of it, because that's what we do. That's what we do. If we can get rid of the heart of it and just think about it logically for a moment, it makes perfect sense that it's time to move forward from certain situations. But the heart doesn't always follow that. But Spirit is asking you again to trust your instincts, speak your truth and what you need. And I feel like you're a little bit more empowered to do that. You have more confidence to say, I love you, but I have to have a different boundary here. This is what I'm needing, and setting those boundaries and then watching and seeing how that's received. If it's a lot of resistance and there's no way of somebody having the compassion to say, okay, I don't know how to do that, but let's figure it out, or give you a lot of flack about it, that's going to give you your validation that you sometimes have to choose you. And it's okay. And their spirit wants you to know it's okay to choose you, because for what they have prepared for you coming forward and the growth expansion, you need to be able to honor yourself in all of your boundaries. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
So they're just letting you know you're on the right track, that it's going to take a little bit of time. It's a couple months until you're starting to feel much more settled in the career change, that because there's all this turmoil with relationship. And I don't know if there's an impending move coming that's also causing some stress here. Would you understand that?
Yeah, a little bit.
So they're asking that acknowledge the anxiety because it's part of the experience, but don't stay stuck in it. Keep going inward and asking your team, ask your angels, ask your guides to help you see it in real time, help you identify when somebody's not honoring you, when they are honoring you and your boundaries. And but I do see big change with significant other and move, but things balance out next year. Like as you start into the spring, you're going to feel a lot better about things. But for the next few months, they're like, buckle up them seatbelts, girl. It's gonna get, this ride's gonna get a little wonky, but you can do this. You have support. You have support. So lean on the support. It's really important now that you find what they call your tribe or your spirit team, the people that are on your spiritual journey along with you. Those are the people that you want to talk to, because you're going to have a lot more in common with. You're going to have a lot more things to help support each other with. And it helps you from not feeling like you're going crazy. And I don't know why I'm choosing those words, but do you understand what they mean?
I absolutely do.
Okay, I don't know why. That must be their verbiage for you, but they're just giving a lot of applause, holding you strong. I actually see one of your guides going, "Come on, I got you. We're doing this," and they're slowly pulling you forward. But they're there for you, and you know that now, and you're starting to feel more of them around you. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
How awesome is that? So just in the past year to 2 to 3 years, huge changes for you, correct?
Absolutely.
So you're on this journey. There's no backing down now, girl. It's time to move forward. You couldn't if you wanted to stop it because it's just you're changing and evolving so much. So they're again talking about workshops and learning and go wherever you're called. If this book hits you, read it. If you feel like drawn to something, do it. That's where they're helping you glean things that you need on this journey. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wish you all the best and trust you got this, girl. You got this. Hang in there and you're going to be sitting in a much better place. Make sure you call us in the spring. I want to hear all about it.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great night. All right. We have Marie in Ontario, Canada. Hi, Marie. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you. Is there an
What
area?
time is it where you're at?
Oh, I am about.
I'm saying good evening.
Yes,
I'm
it is
sorry?
good evening here. It's about
Okay.
9:15 here.
Okay. So we're in the same time
Not-
zone.
What'd you say?
I said I'm glad we're in the same time zone.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, my dear, is there an area that I can look at for you?
My health,
Okay. Well, let's see what they have for you.
health and financial stability.
Okay. Well, they pulled you a card. The fairies pulled Prince of Winter, and this is talking about seeking out intellectual solution to your problem. And you're very analytical, so this is a good card for you. You need to act quickly and decisively, but expect some sudden or unexpected changes. Oh, don't we love this, right? Expect the unexpected. And when I read that, I heard about boosting immunity because we're all being exposed to so many things and things that are identified and things that are not identified yet. So
Okay.
not to put that in fear, but to just put that out there. So big emphasis for you is preventative immune boosting. And that means about like eating more of an alkaline based diet. I'm seeing like doing some kind of like maybe turmeric and ginger and lemon kind of immunity shots. Also helping with inflammation that way, maybe something like that. But
Wow.
does that make sense?
Yeah, because my blood has turned acidic.
Okay. Yeah, so this is really big. So you can actually Google up about alkaline based diet. It's about selecting your foods differently and how you put it together and eating more
Yeah.
alkaline. When you're acidic, the body can get infections super, super easily. And it's
No
when your
kidding.
body is more alkaline, bacteria cannot grow. So it's really important that we're all looking at the quality of the food and what we're eating. So for you, they're saying that there's also inflammation in the body, and there is also question about adaptogens. And so I'm just giving you what I got, and all of this information. Please double check with your healthcare provider because I am not your healthcare provider. I'm just giving you what Spirit's giving me right now. Okay, I got to preface that.
Okay.
But I'm also seeing ashwagandha, holy basil, and I'm seeing, so these are all very good adaptogenics that will help support the body in the overall stressors as we get, like I'm seeing like, if you boost your immunity and the alkalinity, it'll be like things will be tinging off of your armor instead of attaching, okay?
Okay.
Also, there's something about air quality, whether it has to do with where you're living or your internal environment. So maybe an air purifier of some kind, if that makes any sense.
Okay. No, not yet.
Okay. So maybe that also can be viruses, things like this. So again, that could just go playing into the preventative aspect of it.
Okay.
I feel like some of the physical experiences that you're having are emotionally connected. A book that they're saying to me right now is about Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Body. And so this is some things like it will tell you like if you're having back pain, what does that mean emotionally? And it gives you some affirmations and some ways of thinking about it when you get triggered instead of subconsciously saying, oh, my back is hurting. It's going, oh, what's that? Okay. I am supported. I am this. And it helps retrain your brain from falling into reinforcing whatever's going on. You still have to acknowledge because there's something going on, but you know what I mean? It's not, you're not reinforcing it. It's like if someone wakes up and they said, I'm tired, and you just keep repeating that all day long, what happens? You just feel so exhausted by the end of the day, you're falling asleep at your desk, right? Versus going, okay, I feel tired. Let's make an active plan. Let's get some coffee, or let's get some, let's juice, let's drink some water. Let's do this. Let's do this. And you don't keep repeating the negative, you change it. So some of what's going on in the physical can be really changed by monitoring the thoughts and the way that you're experiencing it. And it takes practice, and you'll do good and some days, some bad, some, it's a practice. And that's all I can say on that, because I'm still doing it, 40 years later, still practicing it. So it is certainly a process, but Spirit wants you to know that, things will turn around. I feel like baby steps with diet and the way that you're moving the physical body. And there's also something they're bringing up about lymphatic stagnation. So there are some exercises or a chi machine or something like this you can Google up that you could do at home. It doesn't cost anything, but it's a daily thing that you need to do to help get that lymphatic drainage moving throughout the physical body.
Okay.
Good. And as far as financial, they're just saying, I hear slow and steady, cautious. So, they're saying have backup supply for things, but don't go in crazy abundance. No excessive spending right now. Just kind of like, low key.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy for at least 6 months, I'm hearing. So I would, unless you have to make a big purchase, they're saying try to just go under the radar a little bit with that. Okay. And it's just kind of hold
I'm thinking about taking retirement.
Okay. Well, and I feel like that's something that they're saying next year is better at it than right this minute. Because there's something about slow and steady more, maybe it's saving a little bit more, maybe it's rearranging those finances a little bit, but they're saying it just needs a little bit more time, needs to settle a little bit more. But I do see that coming. And so definitely I feel like within the next 1 to 2 years, yes, definitely. But they're saying, make your plan. What do you plan? You have some ideas, but there's an underlying plan. Like, I don't feel like you're going to retire and do nothing. I feel like you're going to have a plan about maybe supplementing income.
Completely. I can't.
You want to?
I go nuts.
Yeah, you're going to go stir crazy. So have a good plan. Have a plan that's always bringing in some kind of financial replenishment. Maybe certainly not at the same level, but that will give you a little bit more comfort in making the decision. So maybe that's what this little bit of time is about, to shore things up, But look at, and I'm seeing some online stuff. So I don't know if you're really tech savvy or
That's
how to.
Exactly what I was thinking of.
Okay. Well, this is your validation that yes, there's some kind of way online that you can have a pretty passive income, or just a couple hours a day, like not much of anything. And it's going to give a pretty decent income. So you're going to have to do your research and due diligence there. But I do feel like, that'll make you feel much more comfortable. So maybe start really getting heavy into researching that and start trying a couple things till you feel like, yeah, this can work. And then I feel like you're good. I would say at least not for at least 6 months. I feel like you got a little ways to settle into all of that. But once you'll feel it in your gut. You'll know that this feels good. This feels like, I can do this, and this is going to be good. And then it'll give you a little bit of experience and some time, and you'll know. So trust you're on the right path. You're getting the right information. They're just validating all of that for you. That's awesome. I love it. I love it when I get all these fantastic intuitives in here, and then my job's so much easier because you can recognize it all because Spirit's already given it to you.
So am I going to win the lottery or something?
Well, they don't ever tell me that. I wish. I'm not getting that, but but I do feel like it's just a pretty slow, steady kind of income change from when you do retire, but you're supplementing it a little bit, and maybe more than one way. You might have more than one. You might pick one to say, okay, this is my travel money, so I want to make X amount, so this is where I'm going to go in that, and then you might have another one that says, okay, this is supplementing income, so you're getting it from more than one source.
Okay. All right. May I ask one more question?
Okay.
I have a really bad situation where my blood's acidic, my legs are swollen. I'm going to the hospital every day right now, and I was wondering if that's going to go away soon so I can continue working.
Well, one, you have to make a dramatic change in your diet, and that's getting rid of a lot of that. You got to get rid of the sugar, you got to get rid of carbs, you got to start getting into the alkaline diet. So as soon as you can get that flipped over and really start doing that, you're going to notice the difference. The other thing is alkaline water. You need to be drinking more alkaline water, and paying attention to the quality of the water that you're doing. That makes sense about the lymphatic drainage. You may want to consider investing in a chi machine, which is something that you just lay down and you let it just vibrate your whole body, and it moves all your lymphatic drainage. And you do this for like 30 minutes a day. That is something that is very reasonably priced, and something that can be a huge thing for you as well. And I'm also hearing like you have some varicose vein, like there's a like pulling in the vein I'm seeing. And so like support hose are really an important thing for you when you're up and you're working. But it has to be dramatic change to have a dramatic effect. You can't just be willy-nilly and think, I'll just do one thing. No, this is, okay, I'm done with this. And you confirm it to the universe. Okay, we're done playing this game. I want to be able to do what I want to do. You don't want to retire because you have to, because you can't physically do anything that you want to do, because you want to do things when you retire. So it's a shift in the mindset. Get the book on Louise Hayes. It's going to help you identify some of the blockages and some of the repeated patterns that are going on as well, and helping shift those. If you can meditate or learn to meditate, that's another thing that could be helpful for you. But I see change, but it's going to be you slamming your foot to the ground saying, I've had enough of this and I'm going to make the change, and that's it. There's no going back. And if you can't get to that point, then I feel like you're going to keep playing this game for a while until you make that hard decision that you've had enough. Okay? So I'm going to leave that with so much love, my dear. I wish you the best and happy retirement.
I don't want to retire. I feel young still.
I know. Well, but then there's lots of life ahead of you. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you guys for joining me with another episode, and I hope that you have a great week. And if you have a chance, join me this Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a workshop on discovering your psychic abilities. Get information on my website, empoweredwellness.org. Have a great week. Namaste.